All right, you guys, what's going on? It's Brian from Navi Upgrade, and today I want to talk a little bit about turbos for the Focus ST and a little bit about why the ATP turbo, which is this guy right here, isn't necessarily the best right out of the box. So what you'll notice on the ATP turbo is, if we're looking at it right here, is you're going to look at the port and the manifold that goes from the head of your car off to the turbo itself. So obviously you have intake, you have downpipe, and then you have your charge pipe connection right here. So what is very interesting about the design of the ATP turbo is the flange that they decided to use on here. So what you can see here is you've got this really, really big circle, and that is oversized. And the problem with it being oversized is that that could lead to heat building up all around the surface of your head, and it can lead to your head cracking in the long run. So what some very clever people over on the Focus ST forums have done is they have made a proper manifold for the ATP turbos. And there's one more problem with the ATP turbo. So let's take a look at this from the side right here. So if you look at this from the side, this is made so that you could technically put a external wastegate on it. So what you'll notice here is that it will flow like that, and that's the direction that it's supposed to flow. So let's look at this, and it flows relatively the same, right? So the problem is that when you have a negative space all up here, is that leads to turbulence inside of here. So before it even reaches your turbo, you're going to have some turbulent air trying to go up here and fill this negative pressure void right up here. And that can cause some delays with spooling and getting your car up to speed as fast as possible, which means, guess what? This turbo isn't running as efficient as it possibly can. So what I wanted to see happen was these things being made, and finally somebody in the forums has made it a reality. So what you'll see here is this is what's called the Junits Elbow, and pretty much a company a while back made this elbow but stopped making it, and somebody in the forum has brought it back to life and started manufacturing them. Then these aren't really that cheap, but what you'll get out of them is a much better flow than the ATP, the stock ATP manifold right here. So to exchange it out, I figured, we could just do this live, and if anybody has questions, they could pop in. Once again, if you're just popping in live, this is for a Focus ST. We've got a turbo here. This is the ATP, so it's a Garrett ATP 2867 GTX2867 Gen 2. And we are going to be replacing the manifold on this with the Junits Elbow manifold right here. And once I said again, the problem with the ATP turbo manifold, and this is on not just the 2867, this is on all the ATP manifolds, is that this exhaust port is oversized, and this is a fire ring, right? So what the Junits Elbow does is it takes the proper flange and the proper diameter for the port on your head, and it makes it so that it's the proper size so you don't get uneven heat distribution on the head of your turbo, which means that you won't have uneven heating on the head, and there's much less chance of you cracking your head at the turbo manifold right here. So let's just go and let's replace it real quick. So pretty much to do this, you just need a 10mm socket. And oops, he's hitting the mic here. We're just going to flip over just like this. And it's your standard little clamp bracket right here. We're just going to take an 10mm socket, and we're going to take this off. And once you break it free, you can probably do it by hand. So you could technically do this in your car, but it would not be quite as easy or quite as fun to do outside of the car. So this is for a, once again, this is for ATP turbos only. This even includes turbos like the like the G25, the G30, all that. So you're not getting the best spool if you're using one of these manifolds. So the bummer about this is that right now these are just being made for internal wastegate, which is what I'm saying because I'm in California and I do not need my car to be stupid loud so I can get pulled over and get state revved. So that's not my goals, unfortunately. If I was in any other state, I'd probably go external wastegate. But since I'm in California, I'm staying IWG internal wastegate, and I have no need for this port up here. The good news, though, is that they are actively working on creating one of these elbows with an external wastegate port to optimize flow and make sure that there's no turbulence from the wastegate into the turbo itself. So let's just keep going here. If anybody has any questions about anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comments. I've got a thing here where I can see everything, all your comments. I do not envy anybody who's doing this inside of their car. That sounds terrible. Fortunately, I haven't put my turbo on yet. It will be going on very soon. My good friend Evan and I will be installing my turbo probably second or third week of the month, and should be making some bigger power then, make more content about my car once that happens. All right, so this is super easy. Just take that off and pops off just like that. So this isn't the cleanest turbo because it is a used turbo. I seem to have dropped something, but I'm not sure what. And the easiest way is that this guy goes on just like that. Just like that. And if you can take a look, that matches up pretty much exactly with the factory ATP turbo manifold. So all we need to do is we need to get this like that, and this might be a little bit difficult. I've never done this before, so just got to get it all aligned. And the whole idea is that there's a lip on there, and then I just need to be able to get this clamp over it. Yep, just like that. Get it all aligned, and then this screw will come through the bottom just like that. So if you do have a Focus ST and you're planning on going big turbo, this is something that I would for sure recommend, because you want to have the best flow possible. And you can actually find the forum post on this right over here. So this is the post, and it's called Custom Turbo Elbow for Your Big Turbo ST, Why You Need One, and How to Get One. So you can get this directly from Michael ST on the Focus forums, the Focus ST forums. So here's a good example. You could see the manifold on the head right here, okay? And you can see the studs coming out of the head right there, and you can see the shape of that. So if we were to take a look back at our overhead camera here, what you're going to see is on this guy, it's oversized. So you get a lot more heat dispersion on the head, which is not good. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting this Junits Elbow on, and that's going to be helping with flow and making sure that our turbo is getting the best possible flow. All right. And the install, if you're on a bench, super easy. It doesn't take a ton of time or effort, but if you're doing this in a car, obviously this would be a bit more difficult and less fun to do. So we're just going to take the nut back. So I'll put it at an angle there so you can see pretty much what we have is we've got this clamp back on, and now we can put the screw back on here and tighten it all down. I don't know if my mic can really hear me. I'm off to the side a little bit. And I'm just going to tighten this down by hand until I can't no more. Oh, that's what I dropped. I dropped my, give me 1 second here. All right, I dropped my my 10 millimeter. So, all right, that's what fell. So we're just gonna keep tightening this thing down. And let's see. Yeah, this is for the Focus. So this is for the Focus ST. Sorry, it was on Top Chat, not Live Chat. So pretty much, if you're gonna go big turbo with any of the ATP options, really you're going to want to get one of these. I think it's $300 shipped for one of these guys, and it really helps with spool. So you're going to spool faster, and you're just going to have a lot more steady power band when you're going big turbo. So once again, this is a 2867 Gen 2 by ATP. So it's a Garrett turbo housing, and 2867 size Gen 2 turbo. But again, you know, ATP pretty much puts these manifolds on every single turbo. And the problem with that, once again, is that this is so big compared to what you have over here. That's the proper size, as you can see right here. And this circular part of this manifold will actually go over the entire space of that hole, which will actually cause heating on the manifold or on the head, which can cause your head to crack and coolant loss and all this other stuff that isn't going to be really fun down the road. And then obviously, you know, you have this big negative space up here that the air is supposed to be flowing just like that, right? It's supposed to be flowing just down and into the turbo. But when you have this negative space up there, the air is going to try and navigate up there and fill that negative void, which will cause turbulence and make it so that your car does not spool as fast and it is not quite as fast. So yeah, let's just finish doing this and we'll get this live stream over. I just kind of wanted to get this shared for everybody so people can know about this elbow. I will put the link to the thread for this in the description of this video. And I really appreciate everyone hanging out with me today. I know it's just a quick live. I know I've only been live for about 15 minutes, but not really a very long video. Just wanted to share something really cool that's going on with the Focus ST platform and give you a sneak peek and a look at how this elbow works, so you can potentially put this on your Focus ST when you go big turbo. If you have any other questions, pop in the live chat, and we can chat a little bit. I do plan on going live when I do my turbo install. I've got a couple cameras I can take with me and kind of do a mobile live stream so that people can see what's going on and how this all works and all that stuff. I really love doing this stuff. I really love going live. This is my new desk setup, and it's coming in handy. So yeah, any questions, drop them in there. More than happy to help answer any questions that you may have. Let's scroll through the forum here real quick and see if there's any questions we can answer here. Looks like that there is an EWG version, an external wastegate version. So prices went up, it looks like. So it's $350 plus shipping for the internal wastegate version, which is the one I put on here just now. And the external wastegate version is $450 plus shipping. I think there is a photo of it in here somewhere. So let's go through the forum real quick. Yeah, look at that. Price went up on the 16th of last month. But I got this, I think it was one of the first from Michael ST, so I think I got this in October. Dun 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 dun. Oh, hey, there's me. Nice. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Yep. People are going G25 EWG, and they're looking to do the same thing. I think there's some photos of the external wastegate version down here. Let's check it out. So the guy who makes them is actually this guy right here, Michael ST. He's made a jig for it, and he can pretty much pump them out whenever you need one. So if you need one, be sure to hit up Michael ST in the Focus ST forums. He's a really good guy. He got this out to me. Since I was one of the first ones to order from him, he was still getting materials, but I think it only took me, like 3 weeks to be made, but I'm sure he has the materials available now, and it would be a little bit less time, but a little bit more money, as you saw. Let's see. There's got to be some photos in here somewhere. People are talking here, no tires are safe. That's right, because, the quicker you spool, the quicker you get into that torque curve, which I'm really excited about. Let's see here. Oh, here is the mock-up of the external wastegate version. So the whole idea is that it will continue to flow out to the side versus going up. So since everything is flowing this way, so let's take a look on here. I know I can do this. Go back to this mode. So pretty much as long as everything's flowing out this way, or flowing this way like that, the whole idea is that since you keep the flow the same way, you can just shoot it off towards the flange for the downpipe, and he can keep the flow going the same direction and still add an external wastegate off here. There should be some more photos here.